Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo Om Vishnu Pada Paramamsa Paribhajagacaya Astotar Satar Shishimathi Divangre Sesi Bhaktivedanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnu Pada Paramamsa Paribhajagacaya Astotar Satar Shishimathi Divangre Sesi Bhakti Siddhanta Sarsi Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Slardas Thakur Ki Jai प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय गंगमाई यमुनमाई की जय भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय Samambed Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Nitai Go Premanande Hari Hari Bo. All grace assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All grace assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All grace assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All grace to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All grace to Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
नमस्ते नरसिंहया नमस्ते नरसिंहया प्रहलाद लाददायिने हिरण्यकशिपोर्वक्षः हिरण्यकशिपोर्वक्षः शिलाटङ्कानखालाई शिलाटङ्कानखालाई तो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो बाहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो बाहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपद्ये नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरे नखा अद्भुतशृङ्गा दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल बोलो नरसिंहदेव भगवान की प्रहलाद महाराज की नित्य गौर परमानंद
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So it's wonderful to see you all again for our weekly Sunday Feast program. A few quick announcements before we continue on with the lecture part of our Sunday Feast. So, thank you to everyone who joined us last night for the monthly Bhajan Night. As a reminder to everyone, it's an event that we have on the first Saturday evening of every month. Although next December, so the first Saturday in December, there's actually a very special event. So please mark your calendars. It's Saturday, December 7th, and it happens to also be the advent of Bhagavad Gita, so Gita Jayanti. So an extra special Saturday of events from 9 to 12, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. There will be a Gita recitation, followed by a 10-hour combination of kirtan and bhajan day and night. So it'll be a fantastic, full-packed way to celebrate the advent or the speaking of the Bhagavad Gita, that timeless conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. So please mark your calendars and plan on being here for the whole day. And on that note, I'll turn it over to tonight's speaker, His Grace Nityananda Pran Prabhu, who will be speaking on a topic called Service Progression. So it's the first of Sunday of the month of November, which means a new hero. So this month we will be profiling Grandfather Bhishma of Mahabharata as well as Srimad Bhagavatam fame. So highly encourage everyone to please come forward, please come forward, please come forward. And if you're sitting behind the speaker chair, just a request to please get a better view of the speaker and allow that. So thank you very much.
Karthik, can I get first canto Bhagavatam? In that shelf there. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining us for this evening's Sunday feast um, talk. Can you hear me in the back there? Okay. Um, since this is the month that we are going to honor a person called Bhishma, who's a very famous character from the great epic Mahabharata. Mahabharata literally means the great India, if you will. And what we know of India today, in terms of the size, and was not how it was 5,000 years ago. The emperor uh, of India pretty much ruled the entire earth. So, in one context, Mahabharat means Greater India, which is history of the entire world more than 5,000 years ago. What I'm going to do is from our work called the Srimad Bhagavatam, which has 12 cantos. I got the book, I'm good. Which has 12 cantos and is one of our founder Acharya's, which we like to call as a magnum opus. 12 cantos, so it's this size literally if you buy the entire volume, which we highly recommend you do. There is reference to Bhishma and his, I guess, life and activities. So I thought we'll share some and get at least a preliminary appreciation for his life. As I look around the room, my sense is some people may not know who Bhishma is or was. I will try to do a quick recap. So, where I'm going to start is near the end of Bhishma's life. Then we're going to go back into history and then come back to this point. So, think of it like a movie story. It starts somewhere, and then we wonder why the situation is like that. And then down below it says 3 months ago, 2 days ago, 4 years ago. So, I'm going to take you to a lifetime ago from there. Okay. So, here's the scene. It's the scene of a battlefield, and there are two parties that are at war with each other, called the Pandavas. Arjuna, the greatest archer, is part of the Pandavas, and the other side are his cousins called the Kauravas. And this is the battle of the one of the largest fratricidal wars has just ended with pretty much everyone everyone dead except the five brothers on the Pandava side and one or two on the Kaurava side. On the Kaurava side were great generals by the names Bhishma, Kripacharya, etc. And they're all dead except Bhishma, who at this point, at the opening scene, is lying down, severely bruised and injured uh, on a bed of arrows, because on the battlefield you can't get a Tempur-Pedic. That was his Tempur-Pedic, if you will. He was lying down on a bed of arrows. And he's on a bed of arrows as a mark of respect from his favorite grandson, Arjuna, who created that bed for him. He's lying down as his final moments of life. And this verse from Bhagavatam says how he was in his final moments. Thereupon, that man who spoke on different subjects with thousands of meanings and who fought on thousands of battlefields and protected thousands of men stopped speaking, and being completely freed from all bondage, withdrew his mind from everything else and fixed his wide open eyes upon the original personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who stood before him, four-handed, dressed in yellow garments that glittered and shone. So he was a great general who fought on thousands of battlefields, protected this amazing kingdom, which we're going to hear, was speaking very elaborately on the science of governance, decided, I've talked enough, time to look within. So withdrew his mind and gazed wide-eyed at Krishna, who also came there to see him. Okay? That is the scenario. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, personally came to visit Bhishma. And we're going to address that as well as we talk. So let's go into a little history. Before he was Bhishma, Bhishma actually is a title. The word Bhishma means dreadful or fear evoking. Dreadful in the sense that he made a promise, he took a vow. And he was so steadfast at following and keeping that vow that everyone was amazed at how he would even put his life at risk but not break his vow. And so he got the title Bhishma. But the name he was born with is called Deva Vrata. So before he was born as a prince, he was a resident of one of the higher realms of the universe. And that category of persons are called Vasus. Vasu. Vasu means one of those high society persons from a different planet altogether. And there were 8 Vasus. The leader, the top one, his name was Dyav. Now, Dyav and the other 7 Vasus visited a great sage by the name Vasishta. Some of you or some of us may not remember these names, that's fine, but at least you'll get the story context. Now, Vasishta had a very special cow. Her name was Nandini. And Nandini could produce whatever one needed. She was a mystical cow. She could produce large quantities of food, jewelry, gold, of course, milk. So there was never a shortage. So when these 8 Vasus visited Vasishta and they saw what this cow could produce, then the top guy, Deo, his wife, nudged him and said, wouldn't it be nice if we take Nandini home? So Deo asked Vasishta, can I take your cow? He said, no, sorry, you cannot. This is like going to someone's home for dinner and you saw their car and said, my wife likes your car, can I take it? Of course not. He said, no. But Deo's wife insisted, so Deo colluded with his 7 brothers and in the dead of night stole the cow. So Vasishtha became very upset when he came to know that they had stolen the cow. So he cursed all of them. He cursed them that you have very low mentality. So you should be born as a human being. You should be born as humans. So they went and begged him, oh, please forgive us. We shouldn't have done this. Please forgive us. So the seven who begged forgiveness, he said, all right, your curse will be relieved very quickly. As soon as you take birth, you'll be relieved of that curse. Even you'll be relieved of being born on the human or earthly planet, except your brother, Deo. He's quite arrogant. He will spend an entire lifetime on earth. He'll be a great prince, but he will not have certain lavish enjoyments. Although he will be a prince, he will not have a kingdom. Although he'll be the most eligible bachelor, he will not have a wife. Now, most persons wonder why that is a curse, right? It's a blessing act. This is from one married man to the world. So, now, parallelly, the great Ganges river, who's personified by Ganga Devi, that's her name, she was at a party in the heavenly realms. And there was a person attending the party, his name was um Mahavisha. Now, Mahavisha went to this party, but when he saw Ganga Devi, he couldn't stop staring at her. So he kept staring at her, kept staring at her. And unfortunately for him, what happened is there was a gust of wind or breeze, and Ganga Devi's clothes stuck to her body, so her form was visible more specifically, I guess. So he was just staring. Everyone else in the party who were there, they were demigods, did not appreciate such staring, and they cursed him that this behavior is not befitting someone who's in the heavenly realm. So we curse you to also be born as a human being. So he said, okay, I'm so sorry, but can I ask that I'm born to a particular king by the name Shantanu? I want to be born to this king whose name is Pratipa, and I want to be born as his son. And they said, okay, we'll grant you that wish because that person is a very great person. At least in his house, you learn good behavior. Uh, Ganges, Ganga met Deo and his seven brothers, and they looked very morose. So she asked them, "Why are you like this? Oh, we just got cursed to be born on earth." And she said, "Oh, and whose family will you be born in?" Well, we're all going to be born as grandsons of Pratipa. And so we want to ask you if you will be our mother when we are born on the earthly realm. So Ganga put it together. She's going to be the mother of these 8 children, which means she needs to be the wife of Mahavisha. She said, hey, that's great. Sure. So this Mahavisha who was staring at her was born as a prince called Shantanu. Shantanu, now, in this life, was a very, very handsome and strong prince. One day, as he was walking along the forests, he saw Ganga Devi, and it was love at first sight. And he asked her if she would marry him. She said, I'm not a human being, I'm from the heavenly realm, so I have certain conditions. If you agree to those conditions, I will marry you. And he said, like anyone who's lovelorn says, whatever you say, whatever you say. So she said, all right, my condition is after we are married, you will not question any of my actions. Whatever I do. Oh, yes, no problem. And soon they were married and they had a first child, a boy. And within the first week of their marriage, Shantanu saw Ganga Devi take the boy, the infant, take the boy to the river and leave the boy in the river. Shantanu was shocked and he was going to ask her, why are you doing this? But remember the promise. He cannot question. So he was shattered but couldn't ask. In due course of time, a second child was born. Within the first week, she took the baby to the river and dropped the baby in the river. Like this, it happened 7 times. And he kept quiet. Finally, when the 8th child was born, and she was about to drop the 8th child in the river, he said, stop! I cannot tolerate this. I've kept quiet for 7 times. Why are you doing this? And Ganga Devi said, oh, I wish you hadn't asked. This was the last child that I needed to put in the river. Remember the 8 Vasus? They had to be sent back to the heavenly realm so that their life on earth is very short. It's actually a blessing for them. But Shantanu did not know. So 7 of them went back except Dev. He had to remain. She said, oh, I wish you had just kept quiet. Anyway, since you said you objected to what I did, I have to leave now. This is what our condition was. So he begged her, please, please stay. I said, no, no, word is word. And then she was going to leave the child with him. And he said, I cannot take care of such an infant. The infant needs you. In due course of time, when he's grown up to be a young, strong prince, you bring him back to me. And she agreed. So Shantanu, after having 8 children, ended up with no wife and no children. One day, as he was going on a hunting trip, he came back to this river, and what he remembered the river to be a nice, heavy flowing river seemed to be more like a trickle, just a very tiny brook like. So he wondered, how is it possible that the water is not flowing? It seems like there is a dam upstream. And so as he followed the river upstream, he found that a young boy, with his arrows, he created a dam on the river, which is fascinating. So he asked the boy, who are you and where do you get such prowess and strength? And I'm very charmed to look at you, and you look very familiar. And suddenly Ganga appeared there and said, King Shantanu, this is our 8th son. And his name is Deva Vrata. I think he's ready to be with you. And she left. So Shantanu was very happy to have such a wonderful boy. And she told him, he's already been educated by the greatest of the greats in the universe. Parashuram, etc., have taught him. He's expert in warfare. He's expert at archery. He's expert in administration. Politics, he's the boss. He knows everything already. So Shantanu was very happy that I have an heir now. So as the story goes, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Devavrata is now a very grown, young adult. And everyone thought he will be the next king. One day, when Shantanu was on a trip, boating trip, he met the daughter of a fisherman. And she was so beautiful that it was love at first sight again for him. And he asked, "Will you marry me?" And she said, "Whatever daddy says, I'll do." So he went to ask the father of Satyavati, the name of the young woman, "Will you please give me your daughter's hand in marriage?" And the fisherman said, "Well, I have no objection, except I worry what her plight will be if she marries you." So, what do you mean? She'll be the queen. Oh, I don't think so. Because at some point you'll stop being the king and your son, Devavrata, will be the king. And not the son born to my daughter. So Shantanu returned home and he was very despondent. He was standing uh, in the front yard singing the blues. So when Devavrata saw him, he said, "Something's not right." So he went to the fisherman and said, "Come on, you should give your daughter to my father. And your concern is that I will be the king, correct? So let me tell you, I promise today, in front of whoever is listening, in front of all the demigods, the sun and the moon who are witnesses, I shall not ascend the throne. I will not be king. I promise." So the fisherman said, "Great, thank you. But that's not my concern. Tomorrow you will marry, you will have a son, and according to the rights, he will be the natural heir." Oh, is that the concern? Then I also promise that I will never marry. So this problem will never be there. Just so my father can marry Satyavati and be happy, I will sacrifice ever being the king and ever marrying and having a child. Don't worry. Such promise was very great, and that's the day he got the title Bhishma. Dreadfully promising. Sometimes, now this is the month of Kartik, which is a very sacred month for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. We also make promises. And some of our promises are Bhishma, they're scary. I will chant so many rounds. I will not eat this thing. I will not eat that thing. And everyone is scared because they're wondering when it will break because we don't have that strength of conviction necessarily. But Bhishma made such a promise that even the demigods were shocked. So Shantanu marries Satyavati. So that's the second phase of his life. First was the curse, second was as a prince. The third phase of his life, he dedicated to being the protector of the throne and the kingdom without being the king. So Shantanu, when he married uh, Satyavati, he had two boys, Vichitravirya and Chitrangada. And unfortunately, Shantanu died untimely. And Vichitravirya and Chitrangada, they were not yet ready to be the kings, so they were just proxy. So Bhishma, as a visionary, knew that the next generation of princes must be ready. Otherwise, who's going to be the king after Vichitravirya and Chitrangada? And before either of these two princes could have children, they both died as well. Now there was no heir except Bhishma, and he had promised that he will not ascend. So, through some technicalities, which I won't get into today because it needs a lot more explanation than the time I have been given, there were three princes that were born to the two queens. So, one son to the first queen, another son to the second queen, and a third son to the maid of the first queen. So, three boys were born. So, the third son, whose name was Vidura, although born in royal family or palace, could never ascend to the throne because he was not royal blood. And he didn't have a problem with that, but he was not going to be. The other two boys that were born, one was born very pale. So his name was Pandu, which means pale. And the other was born blind. His name was Dhritarashtra. Now Pandu was younger, so he couldn't be the king. But Dhritarashtra, being the older, was blind, so he couldn't be the king. So the whole kingdom was in a sort of confusion as to who should be the king. But by right, Dhritarashtra should be, so they made Dhritarashtra the king. Dhritarashtra did not like Pandu too much. And in due course of time, Pandu had 5 sons, and Dhritarashtra had 100 sons. Now, the technicality is Pandu's first son was older than Dhritarashtra's first son. So, the next king will be Pandu's son. You're with me? If I've lost you, please raise your hand. If you're very lost, then even I can't help. I'm the one who put you there, but anyway. So the whole idea is Dhritarashtra wants to continue his hold over the throne, but his son is not in line. It's Pandu's son, whose name was Yudhishthira. So this first son here, Duryodhana, was always conniving and planning how he can eliminate these 5 brothers so he can ascend to the throne since his childhood. Now, overlooking all this was Bhishma. Now, Yashodanandan announced that the hero of the month is Grandfather Bhishma. That's the title he had. The question is, how can he be a grandfather? He never married. So he was grandfather in terms of generation. So think of someone as, oh, that's my great grand uncle who never married. It was one of those. So he's given the title grandfather out of his position in the family, not because he had sons and grandchildren. He was the grandsire who made sure that he was the hawk that was always protecting the kingdom. And the 5 boys were his favorites because they were so well behaved, cultured, moralistic, ethical. They always were on the middle of the road. He also liked the 100 sons, but these guys were like sheep that always needed to be herded. Especially Duryodhana, who was always planning, plotting how to get the kingdom. So, whenever these 5 boys were in danger, Bhishma would somehow come to protect them. And he spent all his years protecting the kingdom and protecting these 5 boys. When they grew up to be young adults, Duryodhana plotted to murder these 5 cousins by constructing a big house that was made of shellac or wax. There was wax inside. And he told them, hey, this is a gift for you 5 brothers. And while they were entering the house, Vidura said something to them in a riddle form, telling them that that house was dangerous. So when these 5 brothers entered and lived in the house, Duryodhana plotted to burn it down so the 5 brothers would be charred, dead. Luckily, the brothers had dug a tunnel out because they knew and saved themselves. And Bhishma was always there to help them out. So years pass, the brothers are cheated in a very crafty little game of dice with the wager such that whoever loses has to go to the forest for 13 years, live in exile for 13 years, of which the last year must be incognito. And if they are recognized, then the 13 years continue again, 13 more years. So these five brothers, as they were hiding in the forest, Duryodhana was constantly sending spies, difficulties, challenges, and made their life a living hell. And through all of this, Bhishma, who's sitting in the capital, Hastinapura, which is Delhi at this point, advising Duryodhana against his crafty Machiavellian plots. But Duryodhana never heard. Finally, after 13 years were over, the five brothers came and said, I think our oldest brother rightfully is a claimant to the throne. And so we would like him to be the king, which is the right thing to do. And Duryodhana said, no way, Jose, ain't happening. And to make their case, Krishna was sent as the messenger. So Duryodhana told Krishna, you can forget about the kingdom. I'm not giving anything back to them. You know how small children are? Mine, this is mine. That's how Duryodhana was. This kingdom is mine. So Krishna reminded him, it's not yours. It's actually Yudhishthira's. You've been safeguarding it by your own plan, but it is Yudhishthira's. You need to give it back to him. He said, forget about the kingdom. I'm not going to give them even 5 villages. So Krishna said, okay, 5 villages, even that? No, not even 5 villages. Forget it. I will not give them land that is covered by the tip of a pin or needle, which means nothing. So then Krishna said, but they are administrators, they need land. If you don't give it to them what rightfully belongs to them, then they have every right, according to the moral codes, to take it by force. Let there be a battle, I don't care. So Krishna told Duryodhana, I'm warning you, Duryodhana, this battle that you're asking for can be easily avoided. No. Please know, if there is a battle, you, all your 100 brothers, all your children, your uncles, your relatives, friends, everybody is going to die, including you. I don't care. I'm not going to die. I'm very, very strong. I have great armies with me. So be it. And that is how the face-off between the two uh, cousins happened. And before that war starts, the great Bhagavad Gita is spoken. That's the context for you. So, when the war was about to start, different people started to align themselves in different camps, either the Pandava camp or the Kaurava camp. Unfortunately, for a divine reason which we'll hopefully get to speak on, Bhishma was in the Kaurava camp. Now one may wonder, a person with such high morals, so much ethics, how could he stand on the wrong side? So our great teachers, they give us the hidden reasons behind why Bhishma was standing on the wrong side. But the reason Bhishma gives, I guess that's the external reason, he says that I have committed myself to protect this kingdom and this throne. And I have been on Duryodhana's payroll. So I have no choice but to be on this side. Although I don't agree with him, I think he's a nut, I think he's foolish, and he's calling upon everyone's destruction, but I'm obliged. In Sanskrit, it says, Arthasya Purusho Dasaha. I am subservient, I am loyal to the person who's been paying my bills. Of course, the internal reason is that Bhishma, in his constitutional nature, is a, a devotee of Krishna with a chivalrous spirit. And for chivalry, you need a battlefield, a war, for one's full chivalry to come out. So if he was on this side, there wouldn't be a battle because all the strength would be on this side and that battle is already doomed before it began. So Bhishma had to be on this side. That's one reason. Another reason is if you go back 13 years in this game of dice, which was connived, there was a technicality that was not followed properly, and the queen of the Pandavas was dragged into the assembly hall in front of everyone and disrobed, or there was an attempt to disrobe her in front of all the other persons. So, if you want a visual, uh, have you watched the movie Gladiator? Okay. You imagine the big arena where so many people are sitting, and right in the middle of the arena, Draupadi was dragged and disrobed in public. Think of the kind of insult and uh, treachery that she was put through. That's a visual, if you like. And at that time, nobody said anything, including Bhishma, who was always looked at as the arbitrator, the referee for all situations. So when Draupadi asked him, what do you say? You haven't said anything, you haven't stopped this debauchery. And Bhishma Dev said, this is too much technical to solve and say who's at fault here. Because on one hand, it's your husband who wagered you, and on the other hand, Duryodhana and his brother are disrobing you. So technically, I really cannot say after consulting and going through all books of morality, I can't say exactly who's at fault. Now, for any of us, it's obvious Duryodhana is at fault, but there's a whole reason behind it. But Bhishma said he didn't take a stand. So anyone who did not take a stand had to be, by providential arrangement, had to be on the Kaurava side so that they will be eliminated. And because of his taking a stand on the Kaurava side, today he's on the bed of arrows. So the picture makes sense. He's on a bed of arrows in his final moments. Now, at that final moment, or near the final moment, Krishna takes the five Pandavas to go meet Bhishma, who's lying there. Now, this is the phase where Bhishma, from being the protector of the kingdom, is transformed into what's called Mahajana. It's a Sanskrit word, literally means the greatest of people, the greatest among people. The word Jana means the common man, common people. We're all called Jana. And Mahajana means the great among the common people. The reason he's Mahajana is what I'm going to narrate to you. So while he's lying down in bed, because he's such a great personality, all the great sages from the universe have descended to earth to see him. Because the Supreme Lord Krishna himself wants to see. So that must be, hey, this must be a special person, and there's something very special is going to happen. So all the great sages also descend. So I'm going to read some names. For some of us, they may not mean much. For some of us, we may recognize some names. This is from the Srimad Bhagavatam of the chapter that I read, chapter 9. This is text number 5. Just to see the chief of the descendants of descendants of King Bharata, that is Bhishma, all the great souls in the universe, namely the rishis, the sages among demigods, brahmanas, means the greatly learned ones, kings, all situated in the quality of goodness were assembled there. All the sages like Parvatamuni, Narada, Dhaumya, Vyasa, Brihadshava, Bharadvaja, Parashurama and his disciples, Vasishtha, Indrapramada, Trita, Gritasammada, Asita, Kakshivan, Gautama, Atri, Kaushika, Sudarshana were all present. So it was the A list, if you will. All the universe's who's who descended to see what was going to happen, that Krishna brought the Pandavas to meet Bhishma Dev. And so they all say, how fortunate is Bhishma. When God personally comes to visit someone, that means the person is very special. So back to this verse that we started with, that after speaking to the Pandavas on how to govern the kingdom, after apologizing to them for all that they went through for all their life through Duryodhana, Bhishma decides to keep quiet and gaze at Krishna with with wide eyes, and take in the entire form of Krishna, who was standing in front of him with very beautiful yellow silken garments that had gold filigree on it, standing with four arms, with helmet, necklaces, rings, bracelets, armlets, and very beautifully standing in front of him. And looking and gazing at Krishna, he offers some very fantastic prayers and leaves his body, dies, and his soul merges into Krishna. That is the most successful way of dying, that Krishna is personally present to take us back. So that's the trajectory that every spiritualist aspires for. So the talk was titled Service Progression, because if you look at Bhishma's life, there was a progression. This is my inspiration of his life. There was a progression. And in one sense, it is relatable. Okay? So, in a previous life, he was a Vasu. Then he was cursed. To be born on the earthly realm here as a prince, but without all the facilities necessarily to become a king. So his life began with a curse, or as a curse. From there, he progressed to be a prince. And as a prince, his life was dedicated in service to his father, or in service to the king. Now, that sense of patriotism is exceptional. Then he grew up and became the protector of the kingdom. Now, before that, when he was cursed, let's go back there for a moment, sorry. When he was cursed, remember, as Dyav, and he stole the cow, he was a servant of his senses and mind. Because he didn't know better. So, from being a servant of the senses and mind and just thinking about what he wants very selfishly, in his life as a prince, he progressed to service to the king, or service to his father more particularly. As he grew up and became Bhishma, he spent his life in service to the kingdom, patriotic. And then, when the Pandavas were born, he spent his life as a servant of the Pandavas, or a servant of the devotees of Krishna. And when one becomes and dedicates one's life in serving the devotees of Krishna, then Krishna wants to come see that person. So, from serving one's own senses to serving his father to serving the kingdom, he became the servant of the devotees of the Lord. And that is the highest qualification, highest progression of service. And because of that progression, my inspiration is that Krishna wanted to personally see him and take him back to his spiritual world, spiritual kingdom. So, the lesson Bhishma leaves behind for us is we may be born in whatever circumstance, either cursed or not cursed, we don't know. As the winter is beginning, I'm being convinced that I've been cursed. Just the weather is such, it's dark before it's 6 o'clock. So, and for me, it's a curse. I have to find the blessing in all of this. Okay, and somehow, whatever our life situation is, whatever we have or we don't have, wherever we are, we need to learn to progress. And the progression should lead us to, ideally, to becoming the servant of Krishna, or more importantly, the servant of those who are devoted to Krishna, like our Srila Prabhupada. Actually, in our theology, more than being the servants of God, our aspiration is to be the servants or the assistants of those who are assisting the Supreme. Because that position apparently is more attractive to Krishna than someone who wants directly to be his servant. Krishna says, those who say are my servants are not really my servants. Those who are my, I shouldn't use maybe the word servant. Those who are my devotees are really not my devotees. Those who are the devotees of my devotees, they actually are my devotees. So that's our aspiration. We want to devote our lives to those who have devoted their lives in service of Krishna. That's the progression Prabhupada in his books has laid out for us. And as aspiring spiritualists, that's what we're eager for, working towards, aspiring for, although there may be accidents even on the royal road, if you will. But it's our honest and sincere attempt. And by hearing about these great persons called Mahajana, great persons, when we hear about great persons, then those great works, those great words that they have spoken, and the great actions that they have left behind become inspiration and models for us. We notice that in our lives, we all aspire to be like someone. Because somebody in the world inspires us in some aspect or the other. Whether it's a sports personality, a music personality, a political personality, a business personality, someone, they have achieved something, and the way they speak and the way they do something inspires us. They are role models. Unfortunately, in this world, the role models, what they do and how they live, is very disconnected. And that disconnect actually sometimes leaves us disappointed. That how can persons that I'm looking up to behave and live a life that is not really so glorious. Because those role models, although in their own fields, are very successful when it comes to their inner character, uh, there is a lot left to be achieved. So we make our role models these great personalities like Bhishma Dev and more contemporarily Srila Prabhupada, so that there is no disconnect between what they say and how they live their lives. And that is who we should be actually looking for when we talk of as a teacher or a guru, is a person who, as we say, walks the talk. That's a cliche, but you get the idea. So walks the talk. So what they teach and how they live should be exactly the same. So many times we might meet spiritualists and teachers, and they're definitely very inspiring. And a good way to find out is to know how they live. When there are moments where their weakness can manifest, does it manifest or no? And if they are able to overcome that, then that's a person that's worthy of following. Srila Prabhupada is a person worthy of my respect and our respect. That's why he has a special place and he's the one who's guiding us. Although he left this world in 1977, he has left behind a massive volume of teachings that we take in and build our own character with. So this month, we're honoring Bhishma, the dreadfully vowing person. And I guess, um hope that each one of us will take some time and reading or hearing or somehow getting to know Bhishma Deva and his life and his words a little bit more. Specifically, it's in the Mahabharata or in the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is available in the gift store. If you get, it's available online as well. In the very first canto, chapter 9 is completely dedicated to Bhishma Dev. So I invite you to hear and learn about him. And I have 2 or 3 minutes. Any questions or comments? Somehow this mic I feel is so echoing. I'm hearing myself, although I love my own voice. Uh, yeah. I want to see a show of hands so I have an idea of how long to answer her question. Anyone else has any comments or thoughts? Okay, go ahead, Mother.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So I just wanted to understand the context where, like as you mentioned, that Bhishma was a devotee of Krishna and chivalrous rasa. So is there any, like in his lifetime, there is a context where he became the devotee or something, or he was already when he came as a Vasu? Was he already a devotee? That's how I was connecting that why his life was led like this, that how he made all his choices and how his service progression became like this.
When one is a devotee of Krishna, it doesn't mean that one is not cursed. One can be. One can be cursed. But even if they are cursed, Krishna is always there to help and protect them through that curse. Many devotees of Krishna have been cursed. Haridas Thakur was cursed. In the ninth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there's another king. His name starts with a P, and I can't remember right now. He was cursed. There's many such. Um, Constitutionally, he is in the chivalrous rasa, according to our acharyas. But when does that happen? It's constitutional, so it's always there. But life circumstances bring him to a point where that chivalry can be exhibited. And that was on the battlefield of Kurukshetra when he is facing off with Arjuna. Knowing that Krishna is sitting on that chariot and driving Arjuna's chariot, Bhishma had taken a promise the previous night. Tomorrow, I will kill all the Pandavas. I promise you, Duryodhana. And that promise didn't succeed, although he tried. And when Arjuna was given such a tough fight that Arjuna could not handle Bhishma Deva's volleying of arrows at him, that Krishna had to personally jump in. Although Krishna had promised that I will not fight, I will not pick up any weapon. So Krishna picked up a wheel of a chariot. Now that's not a weapon. But in Krishna's hand, anything can be a weapon. Because in Lord Balaram's hand, a blade of grass can be a weapon. So that's when Bhishma Dev stands. You've seen that picture, I guess, surrendering to Krishna as part of that chivalrous rasa. And there is a verses that describe the beauty of Krishna's body that is fully beaded with sweat and blood and streaks of dust in his hair. Now, for him to glorify Krishna in that way is because of the chivalrous rasa. Yeah, he finds Krishna's beauty in the way he's wounded and sweating on the battlefield. Okay?
So just one quick question, second I had. Like devotees, like Prabhupada's teachings that this entering in Krishna's body is like devotees never want that. But as you mentioned that Bhishma Pitama had this kind of liberation. So how to understand?
I mean, he's a yogi of a particular quality, and yogis get that kind of liberation. However, merging in Krishna's body does not always mean that it is what we know as Sayuja Mukti. Devotees don't get Sayuja Mukti. That is to mean that he has entered Krishna's abode. It's different. Ram Raga Prabhu, quick question and then we'll end. Go ahead.
Thank you, Prabhu. My question is a hypothetical and a practical question.
Okay, I'll give you a hypothetical answer.
Thank you. We are looking at Bhishma Dev and we are looking at Arjuna. These are both great devotees of the Supreme Lord.
Right.
And my question is, in our lives, thank God we don't get into difficult situations like them, but still we get in situations where, we don't know whether to now say that I don't know what to do and I surrender, like Arjuna did, or be in situation like Bhishma Dev and never say I'm in doubt and just keep doing my service. So my question is how to be in doubt and when we should be in doubt and not to be in doubt when we should not be in doubt.
For that, a person has to be an instrument of Krishna's will. And when a person is an instrument of Krishna's will, Krishna says there is no doubt. Until that time, we have doubts. And those doubts need to be clarified from teachers and persons we look up to. But those who are instruments of Krishna's divine will, they have no doubts. So Bhishma Deva never had a doubt. Arjuna never had a doubt. The doubt in Arjuna came because of Krishna's will to speak the Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, the doubt came. The doubt was induced, if you will. Okay? We can talk offline more because Yashodanandan standing there in the next.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Oh, he's standing in there. So thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful class. Very, very informative and captive. For those of you who are here for the first time, we have a small gift for you. Please contact the reception table in the lobby for your gift. And also the prasadam or the dinner will be served on third floor. The stairs are also, they are going up through the lobby. So lobby is the next place to move. After the prasadam, please come back. We'll have a kirtan here. And at 7:30, we will offer ghee lamp or a lamp to Damodar, Lord Damodar. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Should I just start with my kirtan? I don't know how to play that though. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Veshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. No, I don't. Just tell me. Hari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Kishore Kishore, Jaya Kishore Kishore, Jaya Kishore Kishore, Jaya Kishore Kishore. Jaya Gauranita, 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 Jaya Gauranita. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Balladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Whoa, whoa. Please don't have a voice crack. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Sorry, are you dying? No? Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
परममीश्वरं सच्चित् आनन्दरूपम् लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भजमानम् यशोदाभियोलुकलद्धवमानम् परं हृष्टम् आत्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्य यशोदाभियोलुकलद्धवमानम् परं हृष्टम् आत्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्य रुदन्तमुहुर्नेत्रयुग्ममृजन्तम् परं भुजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम् रुदन्तमुहुर्नेत्रयुग्ममृजन्तम् करं भुजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकम्पत्रिरेकाङ्ककान्त स्थितग्रैवं धामोद्धारं भक्तिभादाम् इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषमिमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम् इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषमिमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम् तदीयेषितागेषु भक्तर्जितत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सतावृत्तिवन्दे तदीयेषितागेषु भक्तर्जितत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सतावृत्तिवन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा न चन्यं विनेहं वदेशदपिह वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा न चन्यं विनेहं वदेशदपिह इदं ते वपुर्नाथ गोपालभालम् सधनेमानस्य वीरस्तं किमन्याय इदं ते वपुर्नाथ गोपालभालम् सदनेमानस्य वीरस्तं किमन्याय इदं ते मुखं भोजमत्यन्तनीलाय वित्तं कुन्तलाय स्निग्धरक्तश्च गोप्या इदं ते मुखं भोजमत्यन्तनीलाय वित्तं कुन्तलाय स्निग्धरक्तश्च गोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्तधरां मे मनस्य वीराष्टम् अलं लक्षलभाय नमो देव दामोदर अनंत विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जल विमग्नम् नमो देव दामोदर अनंत विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जल विमग्नम् नमो कृपदृष्टिवृष्ट्याति दीनां बथानो गृहाणे क्षमम् अज्ञामेध्यक्षिदृश्याय कृपदृष्टिवृष्ट्याति दीनां बथानो गृहाणे क्षमम् अज्ञाम् एध्यक्षिदृश्याय भुविरात्मजो बाधामूर्त्यैव यद्वत् त्वयमोचितो भक्तिभाजकृतो च भुविरात्मजो बाधामूर्त्यैव यद्वत् त्वयमोचितो भक्तिभजो च तत प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयश्च शीघ्रहो मे दामोदरेह तत प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयश्च तत प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयश्च नामोक्षिग्रहो मेस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्ते सुदाम्ने स्फुरतिदाम्ने Jadiyadharaya Vishvasya Namaste Namaste Studamne Spuratitidamne Jadiyadharaya Vishvasya Namadhikaya Tadiya Priyaya Namadhikaya Tadiya Priyaya Namadhikaya Tadiya Priyaya Namo Radhikaya Tadiya Priyaya Namo Nanta Vidaya Devaya Tubhyam O Namo Radhikaya Tadiya Priyaya Namo Nanta Vidaya Devaya Tubhyam Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Damodara Radhe Radhe. Radha Damodara Radhe Radhe. Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev. Jai God Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Jai God Hari Bo. Nitai God Haribo, 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 Nitai God Haribo. Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai.